What up, what up, what up? Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Yeah, at this point, I'm just hoping when I'm saying this, everyone is saying it with me. Is that weird?
Yes.
Well, you know what? It's pretty cool. I don't know.
Maybe if I was in my car, but like, you know, if I'm listening to a podcast around people, I'm not just going to burst out in the office.
What up, what up? Yo, nah.
Could you imagine the office is dead silent and someone just does that and they're like, you okay? You having a seizure?
You guys should listen to this podcast. They start off like, I don't even know.
Weirdos.
Probably. But you know how cool that would be if I see someone out in public and they're like, what up, what up, what up? Yo, I automatically know you listen to the podcast by you saying that to me.
Well, then hopefully it's a Tuesday or a Friday.
Okay. You don't have to get that specific.
So then you can say Happy Tuesday.
I'm just trying to, say what up to the day, even though you're probably not listening to it on this day.
It's kind of funny. I feel like you say Happy Tuesday and Happy Friday like Happy Holidays. Or like Happy Birthday.
I'm trying to start off with some positive energy. So, hey, if I have to say Happy Tuesday, Happy Friday, hey, it's happy. We started off good.
Speaking of which, your birthday's coming up in a couple weeks.
Let's not talk about my birthday. I'm already like, I remember. Okay.
You're going to be an old man.
Before we get onto this tangent real quick, let's introduce ourselves. What is going on, everyone? I'm Shadell, co-host of Paging the Simpsons. I'm joined by my lovely fiance,
Lauren.
And man, yeah. Wow. I remember when people were like years ago saying, like they were like 27, 28, and they're sitting there, me being like 20, 21, they're like, man, you're young. And all this stuff. And I'm like, sure.
Man, people still say that to me.
And here I am, gonna be 26 this month. And it's like, damn, no one says this about me anymore.
Oh, yeah, this is gonna be posted on October 1st.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No one says this about me anymore. So as of
No, really?
I haven't gotten this.
Well, you know what? I think it's relative is the thing. Because,
well,
for example, I was talking to a 43-year-old yesterday. So to him, it's like, okay, I'm young or whatever. Because, when we brought up, was it with him? I think so. Like a high school reunion. And, how...
He's like, I've been there, done that.
Like, it hasn't even happened yet. And, yeah. So, it's all relative. Just like, say, when I'm 45... I'll feel old compared to what we are now, but then a 65 or 70-year-old would be like, you're young. I feel like it's all relative. Depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah. I don't know. I also get the thing where I feel like a lot of people think I'm like their age. So that happens a lot. I feel like where people are like, hey, you're in your 30s, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not.
No, I asked him yesterday. I'm like, how old do you think I am? And he's like early to mid 30s. And then I asked the woman and she thought like somewhere around 30. And I was like, nope.
No.
And I always get that it's how I carry myself. That's always like because people say it's not that I look old. It's that it's just how I am.
Yeah.
Compared to, I guess, other people my age they talk to.
Of course. So, I'm with
which
that.
I'm totally cool with.
I get that because I'm like, yeah, I get that. I'm not sure based on what, because I never really care to ask. But I'll take it. If it gets me a job promotion, I'll take it. Call me old. Shoot. As long as you call me old and you increase my paycheck, my boss can say whatever.
Well, it's just like I remember when I was younger, I used to put my age on my website, on my About Me page.
Oh, man, I would not do that.
And, well, yeah, looking back. But someone who I went to for, advice and stuff, she had said that I should take it off because people are, prejudging me then.
Yeah, you say, I'm a 17-year-old makeup artist.
Right.
I don't want anything from you.
Right. So that's interesting. So it's nowadays I kind of fooling people in the sense that you don't know how old I am. You can't use that against me.
The way you spin it, if you were that age, you'd say, I have X amount of years doing makeup. I have 5, I may be 17, but I have 5 years, and they may not,
crazy.
They may not know your
you
exact age.
At 12.
I'm just making a guess. I'm just saying.
Not professionally, at least.
It's just
some YouTubers think so, but
it's just a spin on it where it's you don't have to say your age, but you can say how long you've been doing this as a professionally or as a career, I guess you could say. Speaking of careers,
that was a segue.
I want to talk about this whole Instagram and Facebook removing likes, because this started back in like July. We talked about this. Where like they're rolling it out to Canada, I think Australia. It still hasn't hit the U.S. yet.
I know. What's taking so long?
I don't know, because I really want it to happen, but what I'm seeing, I'm looking at an article from Business Insider, and they're kind of talking to like Canadian influencers that have now been in this for however many months dealing with not having likes. I'm not sure if people are taking it like as like, hey man, this sucks, like I don't feel like doing anything, because like here's a quote from someone where they pretty much say they started liking less because what's the point?
I mean, unless liking still has bearing on how often that person comes up in your feed. Because isn't it? It's usually the people you interact with more come up on your feed more. I know that's both Instagram and Facebook.
They're still keeping those like same 3 pillars.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Is that's the point of liking? If you can't see it, it's still the point of how, because the more you like someone, the more they come up in your feed, the more you see their stuff. Yeah, so I think it's for that purpose.
I get what you're saying, but just if you're not big on it and you don't really care about how the algorithm is going to show me more things of this person versus the other person I don't care about, some people don't care about that. So it's like, whatever. Like for me, I don't care about this whole thing when it comes to Facebook. Like Facebook, I have friends and family. I don't care. Like I'll still like and all that stuff. It's not gonna like deter me from not liking your stuff if I see it say like someone's name and I'm not sure what it says after. Like does it just others. Say okay? So it says John and others like this post. Like it's not gonna deter me from it.
The Facebook one started only a couple days ago in Australia.
Yeah,
so that one's fresh.
This Instagram one, like. I like it because, okay, so I'm talking from me, I manage you could talk about it from your business standpoint, but managing the podcast on Instagram, like managing that whole profile and everything, putting videos out, all that stuff, sometimes a post doesn't do too well. Like I'm thinking it's like really gonna hit because it fits in it. Like if you're following us, if you really rock with us, like I try making it connect in some way. And sometimes it doesn't go too well, and it sucks when I see, like, man, 5 likes on this post that's been up for, like, the whole day. And they're like, yeah, I kind of want to, like, hide that. Like, It's kind of like shame currently right now is how I feel.
Right, that's how we've been trained to feel.
Yeah, true.
Our worth is based on likes, which is kind of messed up.
So, my next thing with this is, I wonder what's going to change with, like, the girls and the guys that post like pictures of like their bodies on Instagram, because they do it mainly for the likes. So if I know if like
comments too, I mean, if their engagement is still up and people are still putting fire emojis and heart eyes and all that stuff,
I don't want to see a comment about what you're gonna do to me. That's disgusting. Just give me a like
maybe to you, but I feel like to some of those people that is what they want to see.
To some
they
of them,
they want that ego boost of like, but wow, comments, like I'm that hot.
I don't know. I feel like comments don't really do too much for me. Like me personally posting.
Okay, so here's how I view it. I kind of view it differently now. A few weeks ago, I took an Instagram workshop and it kind of changed my perspective on how I do Instagram now. So it's more about engagement than it is about getting likes, and it is about like posting every day and posting like all this stuff. So I engage more on other people's posts, and I also am seeking more engagement on my own posts. So versus, it's not about, I mean, likes are great, but it's not about the likes I'm getting. It's about how many comments and how many conversational comments am I getting. And in turn, that boosts me up in people's feed, and that it all is like a cycle, and it like ends up benefiting me. So I'm focused more on that, because I was even talking to the girl who did it, and I said to her, I'm like, well, I'm getting more followers still, and I'm getting more comments, which is great, but I noticed like on some other posts, like I'll get, say I'll get 30 likes and like 20 comments. That's great in comparison and in ratio, but it's not a lot of likes or whatever. And she's like, well, it's not about that. So like I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be concerned if they took it away because that's not really my approach right now. I get what you're saying because it kind of does. It's still at this point is like a marker of how successful it is because people are easier to like than comment. So if they like something, it's so easy to literally just press the like button versus having to comment on it. So, and I see the difference in some of my posts. So, but my question is, are we going to be able to see the likes in the insights, or is it that nobody sees them anywhere?
You'll still be able to click and see. The only thing is...
So the poster can see how many likes.
I'm pretty sure that's how they have it set.
Okay, because I didn't know if they were taking it away completely.
I even think, like, the regular person will be able to see. Like, everyone still is able to see who liked it. The only thing is now you're going to have to, like, go through and, like... I think for the person viewing your post, they're going to have to go through and, like, click that.
Literally count
click
it.
that link and, like, count if they really care.
Wow.
No one's going to do that, so it still doesn't matter. But I would assume for the person, like, if you're the person posting it, if you click it, I would assume it shows you, like, hey, this many people liked it. Because I don't know if they would still keep a like count under that photo for you to view, but I don't know. Again, I don't really care about comments. It's not going to make me want to comment more, so I don't care. Like,
I mean, comments are important. That's what's.
But you're talking about it from a business part.
From growth, yes.
Dog, I don't give about comments.
I mean, you want to grow this podcast.
Okay, I'm not talking about from a podcast stand. Again, you're talking from business. I'm
saying growth of your Instagram, period, which for you is the podcast.
But again, business. Listen to what the words that I got out of my mouth. You're looking at it from business. I'm looking at it from just being a regular person posting things.
Right.
Like, I don't...
Well, yeah.
I don't want your comments. I want the likes. Likes do something. If I see someone comments on something, I see like 50 comments on a post. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, me personally, it doesn't do anything for me.
Okay.
And I would assume that I feel like you probably have people on both sides where it's like, yeah, you may have people that may prefer comments because it shows them that, hey, we're getting more engagement. And you may have people that are like, I don't care about comments. I like likes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And it's kind of like, it's a catch-22 because it's like, this is something that like, hey, this is going to help out everyone, but it's going to hurt you in a way.
Why?
It helps out everyone where it's like, okay, I don't feel embarrassed anymore because it shows, John and a bunch of others like this post. Cool, that works out for me. It hurts the influencer from what I see as far as like, I look at it from like, I'm thinking like brand deals. I'm like, how do you gauge that? Like, how do you say, man, this is how many likes I'm getting on posts. This is what my like whole statistics are.
I mean, I feel like if that's what it is and you have to talk to a brand.
Dog, I don't know why you do this every time. You talk and then you're like,
because I'm tired. I worked all day.
But you do it every single time. Like, dog, if you know you're going to yawn, just be like, you keep talking.
Know.
I'm gonna go yawn.
Anyways, I feel like if it's from a brand standpoint, first of all, the brand could always ask for like screenshots or something if you're able to see in the background what your likes are. And two, the brand also cares in general how big you are. So I'm sure that they can get a sense if they see like your follower count and if you're getting a lot of comments and stuff. Because that's the thing. For that, you would have to make sure that they're getting comments because people buy followers. So.
I mean, who's looking at followers?
What?
I don't think anyone's looking at
I mean, that's probably the first thing people look at in that sense.
Yeah,
they want to see how big you are, and then what's the details of that?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking forward to this because it just helps me personally with my...
I think it's a good change. I think we're too ruled by it. It's kind of funny because, like, when it comes to liking stuff, like, when you and I post our engagement posts and, like, different stuff, I'm always curious to see who likes it.
Well, because you're not looking at the amount of likes, you're just seeing, like, who... It's kind of like who... in a sense. You're looking for, like, who approves...
I'm looking for who's watching me and who likes what. because it's very interesting, and I've said this before, how everybody loves my personal stuff, and then everyone goes quiet when I post business stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Like, I'll get like 100 likes on, our post about our engagement, or like, no, no, please. I got like 300.
Yeah.
I'll get like 100 likes on like, what was it recently? I posted about how, when we got the mortgage or whatever. And then I'll post about my business and get like 4 likes. Or like something asking for votes on something, or something that actually matters to me. And I'm like
we support.
And it's not.
Yeah, we talked about
right,
this.
and it's not that they don't see it, because I know if you saw that other post and you like every other personal post, you are seeing me in your feed.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody's going on my profile. So, like, yeah, that's my whole thing there. So, it's very interesting to watch who reacts to what. And the reactions are interesting sometimes. Because every now and then I'll get someone who does, like, a random shocked face or, like, a laugh face or whatever. And I'll be like,
I always hate that.
Oh, you know what it was? Last weekend when I posted about that my team was on 3 different weddings that day, I got a shocked face from somebody I used to work with. Another hairstylist.
Oh.
And she's in her own business, and she's like doing her own thing and stuff. And so I'm like, why are you putting a shocked face?
You're sitting there like, how are you doing that?
Right, because I'm like, is this disapproving? Like, is this jealousy?
Dog,
like, what is this?
Moving the table.
So, sorry. So, yeah, I found that really funny, because I'm like, she was the only one who put a shocked face. It's always interesting to see.
I mean, I wouldn't say disapproving. It's just shocking. I would. That's what I'm thinking when someone uses that.
I don't know. You just, with some people, you get I don't know. You get a feeling. Okay.
Then why do you have these people as friends?
I mean, I wouldn't say we're friends, but we worked together, and we're, quote unquote friends on Facebook.
Frenemies.
I mean, we're not enemies either. So
women are so weird. I can't. Like, either you don't like her, you do like her.
Do you not add people like you work with, and then like you're on each other's friend list?
But you said they're like, man, I got my own business. You see, I'm balling out on these streets.
Well, no, because if you think about it, we're competition. So it's different than like a 9 to 5 where like everybody has their own job and they move on to different jobs or whatever.
Okay, what do you see for her posts?
She seems like she's doing fine.
Seems like.
I follow her more on Instagram. Like, I don't see as many of her Facebook posts. I see more on Instagram.
Seems like, she's struggling.
No, that's rude.
Streets.
No, I'm saying it seems like she, like she's always working. Like she always has a way. I know she quit her full-time job like a couple months ago. So that's a good sign.
So
supposedly.
She's struggling for money.
Wow. Okay.
Let me sell.
Sir, you're one of those like tabloids. You're like taking this way where it's not going.
I'm just trying to keep you honest. That's all I'm trying to do.
Nah, you're trying to put words in my mouth.
I mean, that's
like when people interview a celebrity and then they say something completely different than what they actually said.
I mean, hey.
Like say like if a celebrity was like, "Oh, she was such a nice person to me," and then the person quotes, "She was a fat bitch." Like that's what a tabloid would do.
Okay. I don't know. I'm curious to know whenever they drop this on us for Instagram and Facebook. I'm just kind of curious to see how it transitions and how like people's posts go from less of them like showing off their bodies and all that stuff and more of it being like more creative content.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
I don't know how it's gonna go.
I'm telling you, like people post things just because I know it's gonna get likes. If I'm showing all that stuff and it's like my numbers look crazy for me showing my body, I'm gonna keep doing it. Like if I show you, oh man, I'm into. For example, I was watching like a Gary V video and he was saying how like some Instagram influencer, she like pulled him to the side at like some conference or something, and she's like, I'm really tired of like showing my butt and boobs and all that stuff. I'm trying to be peachy and all that stuff on Instagram because I know it gets me likes, but I like also doing, what was it, like I'm not sure I forgot what it was. It was like some type of science or she was like, she liked some other thing that she wanted to like share, but she knew that her following wouldn't like that, and it's like
that's annoying.
It's tough.
It's annoying when you want to shift genres or like try and implement something new, it's annoying because it's like you're growing as a person, but people want what they first found.
Yeah.
That's always tricky.
But I just thought that's interesting because that's what, like, this is probably going to help that girl, whoever she is, like, make that transition. Because it's like, if likes aren't too heavily pressed on in this future change, hey,
depends on what, like, sponsorships and stuff she has, though, too. Because she may have, like, obligations. I don't know. But when you said, like, butt and boobs, Get Low is in my head.
Okay.
You know that one part?
No, but you could sing it for the audience.
We all like to see ass and titties.
Wait, what song is this?
Get low, get low, get low.
By Flow Rider?
Yeah, isn't it? To the window.
No, that's Little John.
Oh. To the wall.
That's okay. These are two different songs. That's Little John. I forgot the name of the song.
Nah, he says that in that song.
Okay, yo, hold on.
I swear he does.
Sing
but we all like
out.
to see ass and titties.
No, sing this song out for me.
Get low, get low, get low. To the window, to the wall.
Uh-huh. Okay, what else?
Nah, I'm good.
Sweat drop down these. Come on.
All these bitches crawl.
Oh, ski.
Ski, goddamn. Yeah, it's in that song.
No, that's not the Flow Rider song.
And no, not Flow Rider, but I'm saying that's in that song.
See, I've never heard
titties part.
I've never heard the unedited version, so I can't like. I've always heard the one because I listened to it on the radio, or when I was a kid, I heard it on school dances. So all I know is the ones that's edited.
Oh well, I feel like they said that in the.
I mean, you could be right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying. Oh my god, dog, are we really gonna have this like intervention? Oh god.
I'm gonna find some.
Oh god.
Wait.
She's really doing this, guys.
Oh wait.
Okay.
I swear it's in here.
Dog, YouTube is not gonna like this. I'm gonna tell you this now.
Oh no! We're not making fun of them. Wait. See, I told you.
Yeah, again, I don't listen to that version. I listen to the clean one because I am a clean Christian boy.
What?
Exactly.
What?
I have never had sex in my life.
Yeah, okay, so he's a clean Christian boy, and then he's all like, my neck, my back.
That's only once.
What?
All right.
Don't let him fool you.
Oh, man.
And who cares about YouTube? We ain't making money off this, whatever.
But still, I'm like, damn, like, YouTube's gonna be like, yo, get that off my... Get low. So on to this next one here. I want to talk about this whole Amber Geiger and Botham Jean situation. So if you're not familiar with this, I played the video for you before the podcast.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of crying.
For everyone that isn't familiar, so back in September of last year, this cop, Amanda? Nah, it's Amber. I just messed up. Amber Geiger, comes home after doing like, I don't even know, like 10 hours, I think, 10 or 12 hours. She just like a long shift because she was doing overtime. She's a cop. And she goes to her apartment complex. She goes and parks on the wrong parking garage floor and then proceeds to go in and gets to what she thinks is her apartment door. It's unlocked and walks in and sees a shadow and immediately pulls her gun and panics and shoots and kills a black man named Botham Jean.
It's a very interesting name. I've never heard of that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, a lot of people haven't heard of Shadell, but hey.
True. I didn't hear of it until I met you. So
exactly. I just want to just take a moment to say, like, this is what I mean about, like, yo, like, life is like chess, I swear. Like, things just fell into place with this. So I guess for cops, from what I understood, looking at like the trial, because the trial is currently going on as we're recording this, they spent like a whole week, like literally talking to witnesses, having Amber on the stands, like all this stuff. Mm-hmm. from what I understand, I guess cops love overtime because I guess they get paid a lot. Like, so she was doing overtime.
I mean, everyone likes overtime because you get paid a lot.
But it doesn't sound like it's baby money.
Okay.
I'm just saying. But
it's usually time and a half.
I don't know. I can't speak for how she was getting paid, but clearly it was a lot.
Okay.
So she comes home after doing a late shift. She's saying she's tired. I get it. That's a long shift to do. Doing whatever, no matter what you're doing for 10, 12 hours just to get paid is a lot. And then here's the part I don't get. So you're tired. So you're that tired where you go up to like the next parking garage. Like you forget how many floors you have to go. And like she's lived in this building for the past 2 months. So you would think you're kind of familiar about how many times you have to go up this parking garage.
Right.
And then you proceed to go through this complex. I'm assuming, like a lot of apartment complexes, they have the numbers of the garage floor you're on. The rooms each have numbers on them. Like everything is clearly laid out so you know where you are.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things. The part that I really think would have stopped this guy from, well, there's a lot of things I could have stopped this guy from getting killed, was one, his door being unlocked. And it's
yeah, I don't get that.
It's super unfortunate.
Who does that?
But I'm going to say this because it's like, you don't know. It could have been a simple mistake that literally costed you your life.
Yeah.
Because, like, we don't purposely do it, but there's been times where, like, I left the keys in the door, like, once or twice, and I'm like,
once or twice. He says once or twice. Man, there was a period of time you were doing it, like, almost every day.
Relax.
And, like, he'll open the door, and the key's in it, and he'll just shut the door like nothing happened. And we're just, then he'll be like, where's my keys? Like, I'm like, oh, good, you're just inviting people inside by the keys being there.
But nonetheless, like, it's like, I'm not putting too much on him. It could have just been a simple mistake. Because, like, literally, the guy was in his T-shirt and boxer shorts.
Right.
Like, he could have literally
was not expecting company.
He could have just got home. Because we all do this. Yo, I'm coming back in from work or wherever. And I'm like, maybe you just finished showering. Or you just take off everything just to relax because you live by yourself. He, like, literally was eating a bowl of ice cream and watching TV.
Ladies, the bra comes off. That's the first thing. You whip it off as you walk through the door.
But, like, man, like, he probably wasn't thinking this. He's like, shoot, I'm super tired. I've been working. I've been doing whatever I was doing. And you just simply forget to lock your door. So I can't fault the guy because we've all been in this situation. But to know, like, that mistake, that's so scary. That is really scary.
That's crazy. It's weird to me.
And then the part I don't understand is like, okay, you think someone's in your house. I get it. That's scary. You don't know what they have, all that stuff. I understand that part. But you're sitting there and you could tell this person by like the tone of their voice, by their posture, you could tell that they're scared. Like, if you open the door and you immediately hear shuffling, one or two things are happening. Yeah, you're probably being robbed and they're trying to like panic and get in position. Or, yo, you just busted in on someone.
Yeah.
If anyone was to walk in the door while it was unlocked here, I would have immediately been panicked and ready to fight. Like, I'm just telling you, like, who's coming in my house like that?
Well, and similarly, if I was the person walking in, I feel like, and I don't know, I'd probably either freeze because that's like what you do when you panic, even though you're supposed to like react, or I would think I would run away.
Yeah, but she's trained, so well, I mean, and she knew she had a gun on her.
Well, still, because think about it. Even though you have a gun, if you tried running away and if nobody's coming after you, you know, or like if nobody's screaming at you or no one's like doing anything, then chances are that was not what you thought it was.
I don't know how, like, literally, I would like to see what this door is, because I would like to say, probably literally right on this door, you see the
numbers.
number of the.
They have to be.
Like, I don't
How
understand
else do you know
it.
what apartment you're in? Yeah.
I don't understand that. Like, man.
I don't believe though. She's over here talking like she wishes it was her life that was taken. I'm like,
yeah.
That's a little extreme. I don't think. I think you're just saying that because it's.
So I showed you them in the order that I saw them because I thought it was interesting seeing the first clip that I showed you of her like bawling out, like sobbing, all that stuff.
Literally, I was like, is the whole video
like
sobbing? Like she wasn't even saying anything.
And then showing you the prosecutor like painting the picture, and he really puts it in perspective because like that's literally like what you would think played out. Man. And like it's hard to tell with women when it comes to them crying. So I kind of feel like she's milking this to like get a lesser charge. And I kind of don't have pity. Like, you killed someone. And it's like she literally said on the stand when the prosecutor's sitting there like, if you wanted to, you could have called in the cavalry. Like, you could have had the police there in under 2 minutes. Like, you had that power.
Yep.
And you didn't.
Yep.
Like, all she do is aim her gun at the person and pick up her walkie-talkie and yo.
Mm-mm.
And I just had to talk about that because there's so many things played out in that day, and it's so sad. Because like that, I guess it's a popular thing right now because it's a cop and it's a black guy, so I get it why it's a popular news story right now. But that, regardless of it being who it was, that could have been anyone. She could have walked in a place where it was like, a mom and a dad and a kid sitting on the couch or something, and sitting there and is like, what is happening? Like,
oh, we just broke in your house to watch cartoons.
Like,
what?
I don't know. I just had to talk about that because it's just a wild story. Because, so many things could have happened to, like, not end up with someone dying. Yeah. Just had to share that. Man, on a little bit less of a, I guess, a somber note, right? Is that the right?
On a lighter note.
I guess. It's not too light. Not really.
On a medium heaviness note.
Yeah, it's not too bad as that one.
It's not like hefty, but it's like hefty.
Yeah. Exactly. So I want to talk about these stories of these black kids getting beat up by white kids.
Well, damn, yeah, that's not a light note. Jeez.
No, because I want to talk about it.
He's like, well, it's not death.
I want to talk about it because, like, it's okay. There's a reason for this because there's a lot of things happening in the current world that we're in. So it's like this is my 2 cents on it. So recently, in Florida, there's a school called the Blake Academy. It looks like it's like a private school. I'm pretty sure it's a private school because they're wearing uniforms. And like, I share this because one day that's gonna be our kids. And like, dog, if something like this was to happen to our kid, where because I'm looking to one day bring our kids to like a private school or whatever and all that stuff. If that was to ever happen to one of our kids, I would flip.
Gasps, you're telling me stuff happens at private schools even though you said private schools are so much better.
Well, nothing like this happened at mine.
I'm just saying.
Anything could happen.
Anything could happen anywhere.
But it's based on the parents also.
Right, but I'm saying, so yeah.
I'm not saying, okay.
You could have terrible parents that have big checkbooks. But I'm saying
how they handle things. How it was handled at my school. Like, if you had an issue with another kid and you talked to the principal, whatever, it was handled. Like, it was done. Versus, like, I've seen my little brother go to public school and him have issues with another little kid. When I'm talking to the principal, nothing happens. Like, I've seen that. So, yeah.
Okay.
But I say this because, okay, let me see if I can share this clip with you here. So you can get an idea. This is like, what? Check this out. If this wants to play. Oh my God, come on. Like, dog. And it's like, it looks like it's...
Wait, I feel like I heard about this.
Well, yeah. Like, it sounds like...
Oh, I think I saw the post that the mother made on Facebook
yeah,
about
the mom
this.
made it, and then, like, the dad made a post on Twitter, like, getting out, like, yeah.
Look at that little shit egging him on.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
Dog. Why?
This little 10-year-old thinking he a big boy?
Why?
What?
And it sounds like whoever's recording is probably a little bit older, and it's just sitting there recording. Like, I got a problem with you.
Like, literally all those kids are at fault.
If I saw that video and I saw my kid getting hit,
by association.
Yo.
Too. Like, you don't have to be the person hitting.
I would be so upset, and I would want to speak to each and every one of those parents. Like, I won't do anything to the kids, because, of course, that's wrong, but I want to talk to each and every one of those parents.
Man, I want to...
Because what are you teaching to your kids where you think that's cool? Mm-hmm. Like, that makes me so irritated when I saw that.
You know, it makes me think it's kind of crazy, because you could go and do that, but watch, there could be parents that don't care or laugh in your face because they're racist or they're...
But I'm pretty sure I could do something, right? Can you not press charges or somewhere?
No, you could probably do something like that, but I'm saying, like, if you went to talk to the parents...
Okay, if you don't take it like that, then I'll find some other way to hurt you. Like, whether it's being able to press charges somewhere or sue or something.
All right, Ghost.
Like, it's happening.
I'll find some other way to hurt you.
It's happening. Like, not physically hurt you, but, like, hurt you financially or whatever. Like, I'm not for it. Like, yo, that's so messed up. And you know what's funny? I'm seeing this, like, change happen online where, like, people are trying to be more mindful of their words, like, influencers. And it's like, you know, kids are getting bullied based on, like, their phones. Like, if for example, how the iPhone has a blue bubble, kids are getting bullied because, yo, you got the green bubble.
Bubble? What's a bubble?
Oh my! When you're texting, dog, come on now.
Oh yeah. No, I'll joke with my friends, like, because they'll be like, "Oh, I don't have an iPhone." I'm like, "I know you green." But like, I'm not, like, actually being mean about it.
Well, yeah, because we're adults, but, like, kids are actually, like...
I could see that, though. I really could, because kids pick apart everything, and they take the stupidest stuff, and they make it the biggest deal, and you're encapsulated in this school that you think is forever, like, and it feels like that's all your life is. Ugh.
And, like, also, this other one that happened earlier this week with this, you know, black girl being at... She was at... What school is this? I forgot it's some Emmanuel Christian school. Mike Pence's wife works at this school, which is also interesting. Essentially, this school is like super heavy, like they're about their thing where, like, they don't, agree with same sex, like all that Bible stuff, and
all that Bible stuff.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like, you can't, like, live together before you're married.
Yeah,
you can't have sex before you're married. You can't be with the same sex at all. Like, all that stupid.
All that stuff. They probably even disapprove of us.
I don't know. Has that ever been used against people as, like, a Bible thing?
Yeah, we talked about it with that Jean Kramer lady. It says it in the Bible. Like,
no, but besides someone stupid like her, like, I feel like, has that actually been, like, a real thing in the past? Like, a lot of people say that?
I don't know.
Because I don't know. I haven't heard that a lot.
I don't really hang around other racist people, so I wouldn't know.
Well, how dare you?
But I want to say this because, dog, again, another situation where I'm trying to bring my kid to a good school, and these 3 white kids... Okay, first off, I want to know how this happened. Because... when I was out there in a private school, we had recess, of course, but we had teachers in in all areas where it was visible to see everyone.
Yeah,
and they would watch everyone. You went off somewhere, they were going over to you and telling you to come back over. How did this happen? Where they were able to pin down this girl, three little kids, were able to pin down this little girl, and one was able to have scissors with him, take him out, and start cutting her hair. And, like, there's
teachers that are negligent, so, like, they didn't. And then there's kids that are little shits. So like,
they're sitting there like calling her ugly and this and that. Yo, I hate the word ugly because it's so subjective, especially in a time where we have like people that look all different types. Like, especially, for example, we talked about the whole thing where like we look at the Democratic panel and it's like a whole mix of like races and all that stuff. That's literally what the world is.
Oh, I was talking to a bridesmaid today. She has 6 kids, but with the man she's currently married to, she has, I think, a couple with him. And she was telling me, because he's Filipino and she was white, and I guess the kid got really, really Filipino looks. Yeah. And like people will literally ask her if the kid is adopted. And I was like, whose business is that? Yeah. And like, that's so rude. Like, what?
At what point do you ask someone that?
Right. So like me and her got in this whole topic, and then I'm bringing you up and I'm talking to her about it, and like it's insane.
That's like them asking, like my aunt has a kid that they adopted. And it's like, okay, they don't look like. Why does it matter? That's what I don't get.
Well, yeah, I'm like,
and also,
why would you randomly go up and ask someone?
If you're asking me this, I'm assuming that I'm probably never gonna see you.
Well, that or we're not close enough.
Yeah.
Because if we're close enough, you already know who my blood kids are, or my adopted kids are, or whoever. Man. So yeah. Anyways, I thought I'd interject that.
Dog. All I know is like I'm.
Oh my god. Man, I am gonna be a mama bear, and you know what? It's hard. Because this is why, like, the older generation, they would always use this excuse when it came to people of different races getting together. They'd be like, oh, but think about the children, is what they would always say. And they mean it in this sense that, oh, your children are going to get bullied more because they're...
Okay, we're going to have a problem.
Because they're mixed or whatever. And it's like, but first of all... I mean, all kids are going to get bullied, period. Pretty much. You're either the bully or the bullied. Duh. And even the bullies got bullied at one point. Or 2, oh, God, what else was I going to say? Oh, no, I lost it.
Dog. Okay. As you sit and think this,
I lost
that's justifying your reason to be racist. Keep
that's
the racist ass kids away from me.
That's what I was gonna say.
Straight up.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that like it's okay? Why is it a problem? Like, why are we teaching the kid to be a bully to that person?
Keep the racist kid away from mine. That's it. Like, yo, I'm telling. Like, if you're telling me, oh, you can't have a kid that's Spanish and a kid like. What? I don't understand that. Like, it's just justifying the fact that, man, well, you shouldn't have mixed kids, no matter if they're black and white, Spanish and black, white and Spanish, like whatever the mix is. No, don't do it, because you gotta think about the kids. You don't want them to get bullied by my racist kids.
Man, I am a pure white bread, and I was severely bullied. So like, I don't even want to hear it. Like I said, bullying will always happen. Unfortunately,
that's so disgusting. Like, literally, like, for anyone to say that, if anyone was to ever say that to me, yeah, I'm telling you straight up, like, keep your racist self away from me. Because that's what it is. I don't know why you would think that way. But yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Man, I hate bullies so much.
Clearly. Okay.
All I gotta say is look where they are later. Just watch. When you get out of high school... As long as you go down your path and it's the right path, just watch.
Oh, yeah.
Watch what happens to these people. Watch, like, how their life unravels. And it's karma.
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily that it's karma, but it's hurt
Destiny.
people. No, it's hurt people. Let's call it what it is. Like, instead of you being rude, it's hurt people. Like, most likely the kids that were hurting you were also hurt by their parents or whoever.
Well, that's what I said that a couple minutes ago, that even the bullies have been bullied. Yeah. It's when you are bullied, it's like you choose one of 2 paths. Just like with anything hard in life, you can repeat a cycle or you can break it. Yeah. You can do 2 roads. That's why there's always going to be bullying, no matter what you look like, no matter who you are. That's what sucks, but it's reality.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be a mama bear. I'm telling you now.
Yo, you and me both. I'm not playing games.
My beautiful babies.
It's not happening. Don't touch my kids.
And not even just touching, because emotional bullying is not okay too.
Nonetheless, don't bother my kids.
Yeah, don't bother my kids.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to move on to some relationship advice here. And one that I think you'd find pretty interesting for this topic is this one's called, When Do You Stop Fighting for It? Oh, man, there's a few paragraphs, so...
This may take a while.
Hang in there. You know what? Do you want to read these? I want you to read for once in your life. Oh, yes.
Didn't I swear I've done one before.
Here we go. Episode 63, and here you go.
I swear I've done one before.
Nope, you've never read any of these.
I've done like one, I think.
You've never read any of these.
Okay. All right, hold on, Missy. Sorry, baby. She was like shaking, so that's why I picked her up.
You're gonna disconnect your mic if you...
Alrighty. Boyfriend, 23 years old. Of 3 years, doesn't know if he wants to move in with me after graduating college. Says there are times he can see a future and times he can't. I can see a future with him. I've never loved anyone this much, nor have seen a future with anyone before him. He's more than a lover, but a companion that can take on the world with me. Like how I'm reading this. Someone I can see traveling with, doing life with, having kids with in the far future. He doesn't know what he wants or where he'll be after graduation. I've asked if his plans after graduation include me, and he doesn't know. He says he's never loved anyone as much as me, but that he's also too young to be thinking like that. If he was 26 or 27, then he would be trying to settle down. The odd situation is that I agree with him, but also want a promise to a future, one that he can't give. I don't want our story to be over. There are so many things I still want to do with him. How do you know when it's best to let go or stay and fight for it? First of all, I feel like that was an unfair advantage because this person actually knew how to write. So it was easy to read. Mm-hmm. But see, I read it pretty well.
Okay, cool. You're going to continue with this.
We'll see.
Uh-huh. All right. So do you want me to give my thoughts or you give yours?
I'm assuming she's somewhere around the same age then.
I would assume so.
Say.
Dog.
I don't know. This is a tricky one. I feel like a lot of people at this age go through this if they're like, say like high school sweethearts and stuff, because it's like they want to be with the person they've always been with and that they enjoy doing life with and growing up with and all that. But at the same time, say that was like your only serious person, you're like wondering what else is out there, and you know, you're trying to figure out your own life and your job and after college and all this different stuff. So like it's tricky. You know, sometimes I think people can just fall out of love, even though that sounds awful. I think that does happen. And sometimes I think people get to the point where like, this is a good person, like you're a good person as you are, and like we have fun together, but is it more than that? Like, is it enough to be like a lifelong relationship? Like, I don't know how else to say it, but because for this, it doesn't sound like they have issues. It doesn't really sound like, unless she's leaving stuff out, which she might be, but it's like, it doesn't sound like, you know, there's issues underlying why he would be thinking
I would
this.
assume they're leaving things out, because how do you, okay, maybe I'm naive and I'm not fully thinking this through right now, but if you stop, what are you saying? When do you know when you should stop fighting for a relationship? I would assume there's been issues, because why are you fighting it in general?
No, because she's saying you have to fight for it because of what he's thinking and feeling. Because obviously, it's a situation where if he's feeling this way, it sounds like he kind of wants out. And so she's saying, you know, do you continue to try anyway and try to change that? Or
But see, it takes two.
Absolutely. Well, that's the same with, like I said, I feel like you can fall out of love, but that takes two, because falling out of love is kind of a process. It's not just like you stop loving the person. Like it could be like, the little stuff didn't happen anymore, or that like you're not going on dates or whatever the case may be. There's like a reason for it.
I wouldn't say it takes two. It really just takes one person to fall out of love with you.
Well, I more so mean there's things that make you fall out of love. You don't just snap and be like, I don't love this person anymore.
Yeah, but it takes at least one person out of there to be like, I'm starting to like not love you the way, like I don't feel the same way I felt a year ago.
Right, and that's when the other person would then say, is it something I'm doing or not doing?
Yeah.
Unless that person's just like, all right, bye. Then that sucks, but...
I feel like it would be based on what the person's doing. I don't know.
Or not doing.
Well, same thing. It's something it's an issue with them.
Mm-hmm. It's hard. Because I didn't have this situation where it was like, just like, kind of separating. It was more like there were issues and we just didn't... different personalities and just things weren't meshing, but like it's funny because I think of you and I'm like, I feel like it's also because we were that age, like what she's saying, we were young.
Yeah.
So like that kind of aided in it and being like, okay, maybe I should just kind of move on type thing. Like after all these issues we've had and like it's just not clicking, like because we had so much fun together and we were like best friends and like, that whole thing, like what she's saying and the whole, can't picture anybody else, blah, blah, blah. But like, there was just this constant like nagging issue and like, it just tore us apart ultimately. And I did like one day out of the blue, I just kind of woke up and was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And cause it kind of it was like, this vibration of a cord that just keeps happening until finally the cord just snapped. Like, so versus I didn't have it where her, again, she's probably leaving something out like that maybe, where there's an underlying issue. Because it wasn't like perfect and then I was like, okay, bye. That doesn't make sense. But I think it also is, in this case, I was the guy. Where I was saying, maybe we should move on versus, he was the girl saying like, no, like you're all I've ever known and like I'm still in this and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's tough when people are on two different pages with it too. Like it's really hard when one person is kind of like what happened the last like 6-ish months of that relationship is I started to mentally check out. So like, that ultimately led to me being like, yeah, I'm really done now. So it's hard because when one person is kind of leaving, even if it's mentally, and then the other person's completely fully invested, that's a problem.
Yeah. And at that
you can't make that work.
And at that point, if it's going to end up with you checking out, then it's like, yeah, go. Like, I may not like it, but why be in this relationship where someone's only going to give you, a certain percentage on themselves, if that.
Right.
Like, what's the point? I'm putting this dog down.
But she was shaking.
Oh, cool.
My mic.
Because that's what I'm trying to avoid, because she's all over this, and we can't, ever. I don't know.
That's sad, though. It's always sad.
So you want to knock out one more? What time do we got? Oh, man. We got time for another.
All right.
All right.
Fun. You can read this one.
Why not? I thought she did a great job. Oh, shoot. Yo, we got two.
You're annoying.
This is great. God is good. Mark this date in history. Episode 63.
Don't get used to it.
Sure. We'll see about next
My boyfriend told me he likes his coworker's body coworker because their body is better than mine. We have been dating for 6 months. Oh, that's it? All right. Well,
whoa. Don't put down 6 months.
No, but I was expecting, I guess, longer with that title. Like that it would be like this. All right. Anyways, I have a daughter, and we moved in with each other about halfway through because his lease was up and didn't have a place lined up. I have my own house. Well, that's dumb. Okay. I am the second girl he's ever been with, so he has been really attached to me from the beginning. I'm in good shape and possibly skinnier than some people prefer. I found recently he was using my phone to look up a girl he works with and stare at her pictures because he doesn't have social media. When I confronted him on it, he fessed up and said he wanted to have a backup girl, that he's been admiring her beauty, and she's got curves and a nice ass. He told me he fantasizes about her, but would never cheat on me. He apparently wants to be with me, but I can't help but feel otherwise. They don't talk outside of work. He also mentioned that it's just like looking at someone new, and he's curious, but I shouldn't worry at all. I'm at a loss here because we are both grown, or so I thought, and I would have never expected this from him. What the hell? It sounds like he's, like, using her as porn, but, like, trying, like, he gets off because he knows the person. Like, what? I don't like this whole backup girl situation.
Yeah, see, I don't really...
I'm sorry. Do you not see this working out, and that's why you need a backup?
I don't really push for, like, being like, man, maybe you guys should see yourself out, because you've only been in this for 6 months, which... I get it. Like, this person seems older because they have a daughter and all that stuff, and they have their stuff
regardless.
Together. But
if he's already doing this at 6 months, that's concerning.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because, not for nothing, like, the first 6 months, that's, like, the best part of the relationship because you're still la-di-da. You're still getting to know each other. You're still dating all the time and fucking all the time and whatever you're doing.
Can someone tell me why you would take... So, I don't have social media. I'm going to say, hey, can I use your phone so I can look up this girl?
Well, yeah, that's weird, too.
What? You don't have a laptop at least? Or any type of computer? Like, you don't even know how to, like, remove your history or take off the search, or I don't even...
Okay, don't give him suggestions because that just sounds shady, though.
But it's just, it's like you're asking to get caught. Like, I don't really understand that part. You look up on someone's phone, some other girl, to be, like, questioned.
It sounds like he doesn't really care that he was caught because he's telling her the truth that, like, oh, I just want a backup girl.
I think this person's using her. I think that's what it is. His lease was ending. She was like, hey, you could stay with me. I got my own place. I think he's using her. He's using her as, like, a temporary stay.
Maybe.
What do you think?
Maybe that. I don't know really what to think. I think it's gross. I don't get it.
Something's fishy on that.
Staring at pictures and telling her, like, oh, she has a nice curves and nice ass. Well, thanks. So you're telling me that I'm the opposite of that, and that's not good enough? Because that's what she's saying, is she's, like, different.
Yeah, but it's tough, because you can still like someone just because they have different...
Okay, but as a whole, this whole thing is just messed up.
It's just, this person does not seem like the right person for you. It sounds like this girl's trying to, like, you know, settle down and find someone. If you're, like, out here building, you have your own place, you don't need a man.
Mm-hmm. She's like, I have a house. Like, she was like, let's establish this.
But it's like, I feel like
not an apartment, a house.
Like if I had a sister and she told me this, like, I'm like, you should probably dump this guy. He sounds like he's possibly using you if he's already...
Is that why he's only been with 2 other people?
I always find it fishy when guys don't have social media.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why don't you have one?
Serial killer.
No, but, like, is there a reason? Like, do you, like... I don't know, like... Can you, like, fake your, like, name and lifestyle to, like, people and they can't look you up to, like, you know, check on you when you do that? When you go out to, like, bars with women or something? I don't know. I kind of think about that.
I don't know. It's all a plan. Watch.
I always find it fishy when
he says, oh, he's not talking to her at work. I mean, that could be true. He could just be literally a creep with the pictures, but it also could not be true and he could be cheating.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know.
Yeah, I would definitely be like, deuces to you, buddy. Get the heck out of my house by the end of the week.
Nah, you could do like one of the music videos. Just throw his shit on the grass. Bye.
She could. It's her house. But
house. She's like, house. Let's establish that.
That's a touchy one. That's a touchy one. Other than that, man, I think that's all we got.
Yeah, guys, did you hear? I'm like better this week.
Yeah, we're not dying.
I'm not dying.
Still have a slight bit of a cough.
It took like 2 to 3 days of like mostly resting and some supplements, and it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, yeah, because before this lifestyle, I'd probably still be dying right now.
You're welcome.
So I'm actually pretty... It's not because of you, okay?
I'm happy that I was able to improve your health.
Yeah, by giving me a cold.
Being around me. See, I was the tester. I'm the tester over here.
The test tube, baby.
No. On that note, I'm going to wrap this bad boy up. Anything else?
Nope.
I'm going to say this one more time. If any one of your kids touches my kid in the future, we're going to have a problem. Love you, Steph.
Mama Bear's coming out. You don't want to see Mama Bear.
All right. So we're going to head out on this one, guys. As always, I don't even think I pushed this on the last episode that we had there. As always, if you have any questions, comments, want to know our thoughts on anything, send us a voicemail through anchor.fm, link in the description, or you can hit us up on PagingTheSimpsons@gmail.com. You know, just let us know your thoughts. As always, if you could please give us a like and rate review on iTunes, that would be greatly appreciated. Yeah. With all that being said, definitely check the links in the description, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. I'm Shadell from Paging the Simpsons, joined by my lovely fiance,
Lauren.
and we'll catch you Friday.
Bye.
Peace out.